you're gonna work with friends because yeah, that's your people, and it's people that you enjoy working with them, and like it's like there's the camaraderie, there's the la bonne ambiance des potes, and when you hear thinking like yeah, it's great to work with some friends and etc etc, and then you realize that you are the one who has the vision, you are the one who has the work ethics, and you are the one who's putting the hours. You
Yeah.
are the one who's giving 1,000%.
They're there waiting for the money.
Or sometimes, yeah, they're gonna do like 50%. I
Hmm.
remember I had this artist called Isa, and so we were working on her album, and because she was a Capverdian rapper, I asked Elisio, "Yo, bro, are you on tour? Do you have shows these days?" He was between his second and third album, and he was like, "No, no, no, I'm staying in Paris." And so I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm going 2 weeks in Ivory Coast, and I really want to finish her album before before I go. Could you, I book sessions. Could you check with the engineer of Section Zouk of the Digi Dream Studio? Book some sessions with her and just be there while she's recording because he's always been very autonomous. So to me, I was like, hey, like, just yeah, be with her in the studio. Make sure that the raps are tight. Make sure that she, check the words. It's your language, and you know, get some chorus to do some choruses, and then when I arrive, I will just put the finishing touches, and hey, so I go to Ivory Coast. I had 2 weeks of tour, and then I had another 2 weeks in the U.S. performing. Once I'm done performing, it's been a month, so I arrive in Paris thinking, yeah, the album is done. And when I arrive, tell me how much percent of the album was done.
10.
Zero. They didn't do shit. And I was like, what the okay. So then I had another tour for 2 weeks, and I asked Ravi and Anofela, hey guys, I need you to take care of these artists while I'm not there. I'll pay you. So because maybe it's a question of money, you know? Maybe since you're not paying people. So I'm like, okay, I'll pay you guys. And when I arrived, she recorded like one song. And I was like,
After all that time again.
yeah, after 2 weeks, she had one song. And me, I was like, what the hell is going on? So I go to the guys. I'm like, guys, like, I asked you to do something. What happened? First, they asked me to pay them. So I paid them. And they explained to me that the artist is complicated, that she didn't do this, she didn't do that, she was supposed to do this, she was supposed to. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to the artist. I'm like, hey, I book studio for you, I pay people to work for you, and I don't appreciate you not working. And she's like, oh, listen, I came there on time, and in the sessions, in my studio session, they were doing their own demos. They were recording their own demos. Anofela was recording his stuff. Ravi was mixing his stuff, and only when they were done, they would give me some times. And yeah, I was frustrated. I didn't really have time to record. And I was like, nah, she must be lying. She must be finding an excuse because. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's go to the studio. Ask me her album, Black Madonna. Ask me how many days did it take to record the whole album?
5 days.
2. I sat down with her. I was like, okay, you got all the beats? She was like, yes. You got all your lyrics? She was like, yes. I was okay. I put the first song. I turned on the microphone. I put myself behind the deck. So I was the engineer. I was like, okay, let's record. And she recorded everything in one take.
Boom,
She had
boom,
everything
boom.
flawless. She rapped, I was like, I remember the first song we recorded was this one. Well, I don't find Giza. Wait, Giza. The first song we recorded was this one. This one. Yeah.
Ti cabeça naquele momento que um odiava. A minha tonta descontrolar-lhe o coração. Tonda bate naquele momento que me beijava. A minha tonta preocupada. Amor que se imagina. Amor que se amava. Hora que se punha pensamento em nada.
And listen, she was so tight. Everything was just recorded like if, yeah, if it seems like she's been training for those songs for so long. You see what I mean? And
Yeah. She prepared it. Yeah. Mhm.
the first day we arrived at the studio. She did this one, maybe 1, 2, 3 takes. Boom, we done. Then I put the other song, done. Other song, done. Like in one night, we recorded like half of the album. Then we came again a second night between 8 p.m. and 3 p.m. She recorded all the raps of the second part. Then we called Shana, and Shana came and I wrote all the choruses. Or sometimes she had an idea already, and Shana in 2 or 3 hours, Shana recorded like all the choruses. And
Yeah.
next 3 nights, I mixed everything. Everything was ready to release.
1 week.
1 week. And then I was like, fuck, man. Those people, they're my homies. I gave them money, and yeah, I cannot work with them again.
Yeah.
Because I cannot trust them to do the job. And my homie Elisio, it's even worse. He don't care. He doesn't care. It's like, it's like, oh no, but there was this girl. It's like, bro, I just asked you to be with her. But she didn't call. Well,
Yo. Legendary.
and it's this thing where you want to work with your friends because they are your friends, and then you learn that it's better to work with professionals
And keep your friends as friends.
and keep your friends as friends, because when they're gonna have to be business decisions, or when you're gonna have to talk the talk and tell people the truth about the things they don't do, or
Ooh, people are gonna get in their feelings.
then yeah, they get in their feelings because they're like, oh yeah, who you think you are to talk to me like this? And then you're like, oh, I'm the boss, I'm the owner of
You know
this
the boss
label.
of me?
No, you blah blah blah, yeah, but yo, yeah, oh, yeah, who you think you are? I said, no, listen, we are at the office right now, we in the studio, and we are working on art. And if you can't do something, tell me I can't do it, or tell me I don't want to do it, or tell me I don't have time to do it, or tell me I'm not serious enough to do it. It's okay. Then I can, instead of losing 2 months, I'm gonna pay somebody. I'm gonna pay somebody, a stranger, who will come. He has 5 days or 7 days of studio there to finish my project, and he's paid. And he's gonna do it because he's not here, whatever, and he has a mission to make. And you're gonna tell him, hey, listen, this is the money for the gas. You go pick up the artist at home, you bring her to the studio, record, you bring her back. I can do this. But then you want to do it with friends, because for you you have this imagination in your head that, yeah, you have the vision and they all have the visions like you. And then you realize that, nah.
Yeah.
You had stories like this?
Yeah. Well, I think in my case, I've seen working beyond friends is working with family. Family business is very difficult. Um, I've seen that when my parents worked with my brother, and they decided to, my mother working with Yves Saint Laurent, Gianfranco Ferré, these designers, and she was like really pioneering the whole segment of fashion, single-handedly. Decided, to go pretty much solo and stop, or work less and less with all this big company because she got a bit disgusted by a couple of business that didn't go the way it was supposed to be. I can't remember. I would have to ask her what happened exactly. But anyway, so my brother, who was a jeweler, they were gonna work together. So they bought a whole house, had like the jewelry shop at the basement, the main floor, the first floor,
Okay.
ground floor, and then we would live on top. Like I had my own section, my brother had his section, and it was pretty cool actually. And yeah, it was not easy, man. It was not easy. It's not easy because there's a lot of there's just a whole lot of stress going on with like the financial imperatives, also the creativity imperatives, which are completely different. The way you
Yeah.
create, and it's a massive headache. And then business decisions not being, not having, um, uh, not having been done and taken in a concerted manner. So then it creates frictions, and here and there some resentments here and there. So it's complicated. I mean, honestly, like and you see it, like it's very rare when even couples, for example, decide to work together. When it's actually really balanced.
Yeah.
Because by essence, I don't even. I mean, I found it amazing when I see a man and a woman, or two people
Couple.
as partners, whether they be
Yeah.
straight, gay, whatever. The idea is this, it's really like, how do you maintain the balance between working together and being in a relationship together, like not carrying in your relationship things from the business. It's very difficult, man. People
Listen.
really can do that. I found it to be very.
It's,
I mean, it's possible, but very few people can do that.